Driving home, the street lights are all blurry in the rain, and I'm trying to make some sense of all this pleasure and this pain. I went to see you just for closure, to put the past to bed, to silence all the what-ifs that were screaming in my head. But I wasn't talking to a memory, a ghost from that old page. I was talking to a real live woman on a real and different stage. And they say that a love like that only happens once. If you're a lucky man, a perfect crazy lightning strike. But I'm falling for you all again, I swear it on my soul. You're taking all the broken parts and making me feel whole. I guess I'm just the luckiest fool you'll ever hope to find, 'cause I'm getting to fall in love with you twice in a lifetime. So wild and young and free, but I think I love this new you even more, if that can be. I love the wisdom in your eyes, the sadness and the grace. The story of the years you've lived is written on your face. I thought my heart was retired, I thought its work was done, you've started up a second race that has only just begun. 'Cause they say that a love like that only happens once. If you're a lucky man, a perfect crazy lightning strike. But I'm falling for you all again, I swear it on my soul. You're taking all the broken parts and making me feel whole. I guess I'm just the luckiest fool you'll ever hope to find, 'cause I'm getting to fall in love with you twice in a lifetime. This isn't just nostalgia, it's not a second chance. It's a brand new, different, wiser, and a more forgiving dance. And I'm not that foolish boy I was, and you're not that silly girl. We're two survivors standing at the edge of a new world. Disbelieving harmonica solo that's full of a triumphant second chance feeling. Falling for you all again, I swear it on my soul. You're making me feel whole, you're taking all control. The luckiest fool you'll ever find. Twice in a lifetime. Sun is up but feeling weak. The frost is on the ground. A peaceful, easy quiet is the only thing around. I'm sitting with my coffee, just watching the steam rise, reflected in the window and my own tired eyes. The world is holding its breath now. It's a cold and fragile thing, waiting for the lessons that a coming winter brings. And then I hear that echo on the hill, a buzzing angry motor that the morning air can't still. I know that sound, it's my old friend, just a half a mile away, getting his own wood cut for a cold and winter's day. It's the sound of a good neighbor, it's the sound of an honest man, living by a simple and a self-reliant plan. I know his hands are cold right now, I know his back is sore, I know he's thinking of his family and what he's working for. And hearing him just gets me up, it makes me want to start to play my own and humble and my own and honest part. We're partners in this season, though we're working all alone. From the seeds of our own labor, a different crop is grown. 'Cause I can hear that echo on the hill, a buzzing angry motor that the morning air can't still. I know that sound, it's my old friend, just a half a mile away, getting his own wood cut for a cold and winter's day. It's the sound of a good neighbor, it's the sound of an honest man, living by a simple and a self-reliant plan. In the city, that's a rude noise that would make you curse and shout, but out here it's a comfort, there is no single doubt. It's the sound of life continuing, of a promise to endure, a simple and a beautiful and a long and lasting cure. A rhythmic, buzzing, and powerfully purposeful lullaby that feels like a good day's hard work. That echo on the hill that the air can't still. My old friend, a half a mile away, on a cold and winter's day, an honest man, a self-reliant plan. She's a rusty old giant on a lonely grassy hill, and even when the whole wide world is absolutely still, she'll catch a breath of moving air, a whisper of a sigh, and she'll start her slow and steady work against the endless sky. She's been standing in this same spot through the sunshine and the rust, a monument of simple faith and a long and lonely trust. And she's singing the song of the blades, a groan and then a turn, the most important lesson that a man could ever learn. She's singing the song of the blades, a rhythm slow and deep, pulling water from the darkness where the thirsty secrets sleep. It's a lonely kind of music, but it's honest and it's real, the turning of a stubborn and a long-forgotten wheel. I remember as a little boy, I'd lie down in the shade and watch her spinning silhouette, a promise that she'd made. She'd talk to me for hours in her language, old and slow, about the secrets of the wind and the way the seasons go. She was my friend, my guardian, my comfort and my guide, with the heart of a good farmer and a steady, patient pride. Oh, she's singing the song of the blades, a groan and then a turn, the most important lesson that a man could ever learn. She's singing the song of the blades, a rhythm slow and deep, pulling water from the darkness where the thirsty secrets sleep. It's a lonely kind of music, but it's honest and it's real, the turning of a stubborn and a long-forgotten wheel. She takes a thing you cannot see, a thing you cannot hold, and turns it to a treasure that is worth more than pure gold. And that's a lesson for us all in this hard and hurried place, to find a hidden power in the moments of God's grace.
A bluesy, creaky, and soulful harmonica solo that has a circular, turning motion, mimicking the sound and feel of the windmill.
The song of the blades, a groan and then a turn, the lesson that a man could ever learn. A rhythm slow and deep, the promises to keep. Sitting by the water, the sun is getting low, watching that old river make its patient, easy flow. And I'm not feeling nervous like I was so long ago, 'cause there's a deep and quiet truth that my spirit knows.
We've talked about the years between the sorrow and the cost, and all the beautiful and precious and the loving time we've lost. So I'm getting on my one good knee and I'm asking you, my dear, to let me finish what we started right now and right here. Let's finish what we started and let's write the final page and turn this lonely history into a golden brand new age. I know we can't get back the time, but if you'll just agree, you can have what's left of my own heart for all the world to see. I don't have a diamond, just this simple silver band, and a promise that I'll always be your steady loving man. I won't promise you a life without a worry or a tear, but I'll promise that I'll be right there to hold you ever dear. We've had enough of goodbyes, we've had enough of pain. Let's build a final shelter from the cold and lonely rain. 'Cause I'm getting on my one good knee and I'm asking you, my dear, to let me finish what we started right now and right here. Let's finish what we started and let's write the final page and turn this lonely history into a golden brand new age. I know we can't get back the time, but if you'll just agree, you can have what's left of my own heart for all the world to see. Our story had a sad part, a long and lonely middle, but the ending can be beautiful and not a confusing riddle. It can be an ending full of peace and a quiet, steady light, and I'm asking you to help me make that ending feel so right. Deeply sincere, wise and beautifully romantic Hamana solo that's full of a lifetime of love and a hopeful future. Let's finish what we started right now and right here. Let's write the final page, my darling, oh so dear. If you'll just agree, you can have what's left of me. You said let's take a drive with a knowing in your eye, down that old and gravel road beneath that same old summer sky. My heart was beating nervous, I was scared of what we'd find, if the ghost of our own history was the hurting, painful kind. We walked down to the water's edge where the weeping willows grow, the same old spot we said goodbye some 20
years ago. And they say you can't step in the same river twice, that nothing is as perfect as a memory's device. But we're standing in the same river twice, and the water's just as clear. And all the sad old ghosts I feared have finally disappeared. It's a different kind of magic, it's a wiser, gentler thing to hear the beautiful new love song that this old river sings. We didn't talk about the past, we didn't talk about the pain. We just talked about the coming of a sweet and gentle rain. We talked about our brand new lives and the roads that we had known, and the different kinds of gardens that our different hearts had grown. And I looked at you and saw no tears, no memory of the cost, just the woman that I love right now and not the girl I lost. 'Cause they say you can't step in the same river twice, that nothing is as perfect as a memory's device. But we're standing in the same river twice, and the water's just as clear. And all the sad old ghosts I feared have finally disappeared. It's a different kind of magic, it's a wiser, gentler thing to hear the beautiful new love song that this old river sings. You can't erase a memory, you can't rewrite the past, but you can build a brand new chapter that is truly meant to last. And this old spot is not a sad place anymore for me and you. It's just the place our second and our better love began and grew. Stepping in the same river twice, and the water's just as clear. All the sad old ghosts I feared have finally disappeared. A wiser, gentler thing, the new song that this old river sings. I couldn't sleep a wink last night, the moon was full and bright. So I went out for a long drive in the cool and silver light. I turned off on a county road, a place I'd never been, Just a long and lonely stretch of land, a world of discipline. And I saw it in a farmer's field, a strange and giant arm, keeping its own promises and protecting it from harm. And I stopped the truck and listened to the ticking of the water, a man-made metal heartbeat for the land's own son and daughter. I was listening to the ticking of the water in a slow and steady sweep, a lullaby for all the thirsty seeds buried down so deep. It's a lonely kind of music in the middle of the night, a partnership of iron and a moonbeam's pale and white. That farmer's fast asleep in bed, his worried day is done, but his work is still continuing beneath the patient moon. He's given this good earth a drink, a cool and gentle spray, so it can face the brutal heat of another summer's day. It's a different kind of vigil, a different kind of prayer, a quiet act of faith that's whispered on the midnight air. 'Cause I was listening to the ticking of the water, a man-made metal heartbeat for the land's own son and daughter. I was listening to the ticking of the water in a slow and steady sweep, a lullaby for all the thirsty seeds buried down so deep. It's the sound of gentle progress, it's the sound of a good plan, it's the sound of the enduring and the hopeful helping hand. It's a perfect combination of the wild and of the tame, a quiet steady whisper of a long and endless game. Hypnotic, an Andli Skolamaki, a solo that mimics the steady sweeping ticking sound of the sprinkler. The ticking of the water for the land's own son and daughter, a slow and steady while the world is fast asleep, a lonely kind of music in the pale and moonlit night. Looking at a photograph, it's faded black and white. Two kids beneath a willow tree in the hazy summer light. You've got that wild and hopeful smile, and I've got that foolish pride. And the whole wide world was ours to take, with nowhere left to hide. We were barely 17, we were reckless and we were grand. The future was a fast car in the palm of our own hand. And I remember that one summer when we were kings and queens, living in a kingdom made of faded, torn up jeans. We own the nights, we own the stars, we own the dust secret code. It was a perfect, brief, and beautiful, and a wild and crazy thing, that one and only summer when we were the queens and kings. We'd sneak out to the drive-in in my father's beat-up Ford, and we'd listen to the radio and never get too bored. You'd tell me all your secrets, I'd tell you all of mine, beneath the patient audience of the moon and the tall pine. We swore that we'd be different, that we'd never say goodbye, that our love was written permanently across the summer sky. 'Cause I remember that one summer when we were kings and queens, living in a kingdom made of faded, torn-up jeans. We owned the nights, we owned the stars, we owned the dusty roads. We were writing our own story in 100 secret codes. But summers have to end, you know, and kids have to grow up, and you have to drink the bitter from a sad and lonely cup. Set our young and hopeful and our loving ships to sail. Upright, energetic, and joyfully nostalgic harmonica solo that captures the feeling of a perfect, carefree youth. The summer we were kings, and the happy songs we'd sing. Wild and crazy thing, the summer we were kings. The morning paper's on the step, the coffee's hot and deep, and I'm watching you so peacefully as you are still asleep. And I think about the crazy path, the twists and all the turns, and the fire of a youthful love that never ceased to burn. We had to walk a world apart to learn what we now know, that the seeds you plant when you are young are the truest ones that grow. And oh, we took the long way round to get back to this place. We took the long way round with a sad and lonely pace. But every wasted year, my love, and every single tear just makes this quiet morning feel so precious and so dear. I wouldn't change a single thing for the treasure that I found was waiting for me patiently by taking the long way round. Sometimes second, you're the girl who calmed my teenage fear. And then you'll smile a different smile, one that's wise and sad and true. And I'm so in love with that girl and with this brand new honest you. We're not the kids we were back then, thank God that we are not. We're the better, stronger people that a hard life has begun. 'Cause we took the long way round to get back to this place. We took the long way round with a sad and lonely pace. But every wasted year, my love, and every single tear just makes this quiet morning feel so precious and so dear. I wouldn't change a single thing for the treasure that I found was waiting for me patiently by taking the long way round. Our story isn't perfect, it's a broken, crooked line. But the beauty is you came back and your hand is here in mine. And all the years we were apart, they don't matter anyhow. 'Cause forever didn't start back then, our forever starts right now. A wise, peaceful, and deeply contented harmonica solo that speaks of a long journey coming to a happy, peaceful end. We took the long way round to get back to this place with a sad and lonely pace and a whole lot of saving grace. The treasure that I found by taking the long way round. She's sitting in the backyard, she's weathered and she's gray. She's seen 100,000 better and more perfect days. The wood is rough and splintered, she's got a wobble in one leg. Like a tired and a faithful and a long forgiven care. But there's no piece of furniture in any fancy room that holds as many memories or chases out the gloom. 'Cause she's haunted by the ghost of 1,000 suppers of all my sisters and my brothers and my long-lost loving others. She's haunted by the ghost of 1,000 firefly nights, of birthday cakes and candles, and of dizzying happy heights. Every stain's a story, every carving is a name, a beautiful and perfect and a never-ending game. Right here's a burn mark from a firework on the 4th day of July, when my uncle told a story that just made us all but cry. And here's a heart with our initials that I carved when I was young, a testament to a first love and a sweet and hopeful song. This table's heard our arguments, it's heard our loudest cheers. It's been the silent, steady witness to our happiest 1,000 firefly nights, of birthday cakes and candles, and of dizzy and happy heights. Every stanza's a story, every carving is a name, a beautiful and perfect and a never-ending game. You can have your fancy dining rooms with their crystal and their lace, but the finest kind of loving's in this humble outdoor space, where the food is simple and the company is true, and the only thing that matters is the love from me and you. A warm, joyful, and bustling harmonica solo that feels like a happy, chaotic, and loving family barbecue. The ghosts of 1,000 suppers, my sisters and my brothers, 1,000 firefly nights, and dizzying happy heights. Every carving is a name, a never-ending game. The sun has gone to bed now, but its heat is still in here. A heavy, warm, and silent, and a long and sticky tear. The windows are all open wide to catch a hopeful breeze, but the only thing that's moving are the tired and sleeping trees. The crickets have a lot to say, the frogs are in a choir, but there's another, softer sound that my own heart desires, and it's the ceiling fan's soft word, a whisper and a sigh, a steady metal lullaby beneath the summer sky. The ceiling fan's soft word, it's a quiet turning friend, a promise that the longest, hottest night will have to end. It doesn't make the world all cool, but it helps a man to sleep with the secrets that the darkness and the quiet promise keep. I remember as a little boy lying in my bed, watching shadows from the fan blades dance around my head. It was a slow and wobbly airplane, it was a hypnotizing wheel, and the gentle sound it made was the safest thing to feel. It's been a witness to my dreams, a witness to my fears, the same old steady rhythm through the long and passing years. 'Cause it's the ceiling fan software, a whisper and a sigh, a steady metal lullaby beneath the summer sky. The ceiling fan software, it's a quiet turning friend, a promise that the longest, hottest night will have to end. The world is full of complicated sounds of storm and stress, but the heart, it finds its comfort in a quiet tenderness. And this simple, humble music, so steady and so low, is the only kind of company a tired soul needs to know. A gentle
hypnotic and circular harmonica solo that mimics the steady, quiet whirring of a ceiling fan. The ceiling fan soft whir, a whisper and a sigh, a steady metal lullaby beneath the summer sky. A quiet turning friend, the long hot night will end. We walked into the party at our good old friend's backyard. I wasn't feeling nervous, I wasn't on my guard. For the first time in a long time, I just felt like I belonged, humming right along to some forgotten happy song. We were laughing and just talking, not a worry in our head, forgetting all the lonely and the foolish words we'd said. And then I heard a friend of mine just shouting out so loud, as he was trying to get our attention in the happy growing crowd. He didn't say my name, my love, he didn't say just yours. He just pointed right our way, behind the open doors, and he said, hey, look, they're finally here, and my heart knew it was true. The most beautiful word he said was not my name or yours, it was you too. It's us now. And I looked at you so quickly, and you'd heard it just the same. A happy little teardrop in your eyes, sweet gentle flame. It was a public declaration, a simple easy sign that your story was now woven right into the heart of mine. We're not two separate people with two histories of pain. We're a single steady shelter from the cold and lonely rain. 'Cause then I heard a friend of mine just shouting out so loud, as he was trying to get our attention in the happy growing crowd. He didn't say my name, my love, he didn't say just yours. He just pointed right our way, behind the open doors, and he said, hey, look, they're finally here, and my heart knew it was true. The most beautiful word he said was not my name or yours, it was you too. It's us now. For 20 years I was an I, and you were just a you. Two lonely separate stories that we're trying to get through. But tonight we're a new story, a single hopeful we, for all the world to gather around and for all the world to see. Upright, proud, and joyfully unified harmonica solo that's full of a sorry team feeling, shouting out so loud in the happy growing crowd. He didn't say just yours behind the open door. My heart knew it was true. The best word was you too. It's us now. Yeah, it's us now.
sun is high, the day is long, the air is thick and sweet. I'm lying in a field of green with the good earth at my feet. There's nowhere I have got to be, no one I have to see. The only one I'm talking to is the wild and honest me. I'm watching all the clouds go by like ships upon the sea, in a quiet, perfect moment that was tailor-made for me. And I'm listening to a lazy golden hum, the sound of a million workers till their long day's work is done. I'm listening to a lazy golden hum, the sound of something real, the only kind of therapy a worried soul can feel. It's the soundtrack of the summer, a promise and a prayer, a sweet and busy quietness that's hanging in the air. My father used to tell me, with a wisdom in his eye, son, you listen for the bees beneath a summer sky. If the bees are happy working, then the land is happy too, and there's a sweet and golden future waiting there for you. And he was right, you know he was, that wise old man of mine. The truth is always in the most humble and the most divine. 'Cause I'm listening to a lazy golden hum, the sound of a million workers till their long day's work is done. I'm listening to a lazy golden hum, the sound of something real, the only kind of therapy a worried soul can feel. It's the soundtrack of the summer, a promise and a prayer, a sweet and busy quietness that's hanging in the air. The world is always shouting about the big things that it's done, but the real work's in the quiet, underneath the patient sun. It's a million tiny miracles, a million tiny wings that create the honest sweetness that a coming harvest brings.
Warm, lazy, and buzzing harmonica solo that feels like a peaceful, sun-drenched and productive afternoon.
A lazy golden hum till the work is done. The sound of something real, the only thing to feel, a promise and a prayer, hanging in the air. Before the sun came up, when the world was dark and deep, honest folks were still and fast asleep, I'd be lying in my warm bed in the quiet of my room, just listening to the silence chasing out the fading gloom. And I would wait for it, my boy, that single special sound, before the first bird started up on that holy sleepy ground. And it was the clink of glass on the stone, a sound that told a little boy he wasn't all alone. It was the clink of glass on the stone, a promise sharp and clear that a brand new day was waiting, and there's nothing left to fear. It was the milkman making his own rounds, a ghost before the dawn, leaving little drops of comfort on our dew-kissed grassy lawn. I'd peek out through the curtains and I'd see his silhouette, a quiet working hero that my heart will not forget. He never made a big display, he never made a fuss. He was just a part of the foundation of the world for all of us. And I knew there'd be fresh milk today, I knew it would be there, a simple act of trust beyond any price or any prayer. 'Cause it was the clink of glass on the stone, a sound that told a little boy he wasn't all alone. It was the clink of glass on the stone, a promise sharp and clear that a brand new day was waiting, and there's nothing left to fear. It was the milkman making his own rounds, a ghost before the dawn, leaving little drops of comfort on our dew-kissed grassy lawn. Now the milk comes from a carton from a big and noisy store, and that silent trusting promise, well, it ain't here anymore. And I miss that simple music in the quiet morning chill, and if I listen hard enough, I swear I hear it still. A clear, crisp, and beautifully nostalgic harmonica solo, full of staccato notes that mimic the clinking of glass bottles. The clink of glass on the stone, a sound I've always known, a promise sharp and clear that a new day's finally here, a ghost before the dawn on our grassy lawn. The years went by the way they do, a slow and steady stream, and that summer turned in the faded distant dream. I built a life, I played a part, I learned to say my lines, and I hid that 17-year-old between the worried signs. Then on a rainy Tuesday in a downtown coffee shop, my ordinary quiet world just came to a full stop. 'Cause I looked up and I saw you, a ghost from a photograph. And my steady, grown-up, careful heart just broke right in a half. I looked up and I saw you, and the years all disappeared. And I was filled with every hope and every single thing I'd fear. The world began to spin again, just like it did back then. And that boy I was standing in his worn-out jeans again. Your hair is different now, and you've got a different smile, but I recognized your gentle eyes in just a little while. We stumbled through a hello and a how you been so long, while my heart was trying to remember our old favorite summer song. We're strangers with a history, a story that we share, two different people breathing in the same and awkward air. 'Cause I looked up and I saw you, a ghost from a photograph. And my steady, grown-up, careful heart just broke right in a half. I looked up and I saw you, and the years all disappeared. And I was filled with every hope and every single thing I'd fear. The world began to spin again, just like it did back then. And that boy I was standing in his worn-out jeans again. They say you can't go home again, you can't go back in time, but for a single crazy moment, you were absolutely mine. And I don't know what this is or where this story goes, but a long-forgotten seed of love is starting now to grow. Wondering, deeply emotional and surprise harmonica solo that's full of a mix of nostalgia, shock, and a dawning new hope. A ghost from a photograph, my heart broke in a half. The years all disappeared. Dear, every single thing I'd feared. The world began to spin. Where do I begin?